All right, and this one, guys, we're playing black, and white's king just moved from B2 to C2. So let's do material count first. I just have my rook and king, and he has a bishop, a pawn, and a king. So let's see what's going on here. Just principally speaking, whenever you have a rook in the end game like this, open board, even against a bishop, rooks are just dominant. So we should feel good about having the rook and not the bishop. And let's take a look here. So I'm looking at ways to juggle some sort of basic mate or just a way to kind of create two threats. So immediately I'm looking at king to b4 because what we're looking at there is the threat of rook to g2 check, and then he has to move back. Or let's say he goes king d3. So he either has to go to the first rank or he has to go king d3, in which case we're just going to take the bishop with king takes b3. So what can he do there if we go king to b4? So king b4, he could just try to move it away, his bishop, like bishop to, oh, this is also good to notice. So because his king went to c2, it cuts off some escape squares that are vital for the light squared bishop. So I think this might be more of a piece trap problem because king b4 is definitely looking good because he has nowhere to go. Like he can't go on the a4 to d1 diagonal because it's cut off by the king on c2, and his bishop can immediately go to a4 because I'll just take it with my king. So he's going to have to go to a2, and then there's got to be a follow-up there. Like there's going to be a trap. King b4, bishop to a2, rook g2 check, rook g2 check. I don't think right away, guys. I don't think rook g2 because then he can go king to say c1 or b1, and then if king to a3, well, he's still blocked in because of his pawn on c4. So it's just figuring out the move order to trap the bishop. So let's see here. King b4. Bishop to a2. King to a3. So maybe we attack him twice with a king. King a3. And in that case, he can't go king to b1 because then we have rook to g1 check, and he's going to lose his bishop. So what would he do after king a3? Probably go bishop to b1. Oh, interesting, guys. So it almost looks like a state of zugzwang, where then I go rook g1, and then he has to move. So you have to move his king away, and then I take his bishop. But that's not true because his bishop or his pawn can just move now. So his pawn can just move to c5. So I definitely feel good about king b4. King b4, bishop a2. What about rook g2 check now? Rook g2 check. King. Yeah, I mean, king's gonna have to go to b1 or b1 to protect the bishop. So king b1, and now king a3. So that's what it is. It's a king move, a rook move, and then a king move. So king b4, bishop a2, rook g2 check, and after king to b1, then we have king to a3 because now we've effectively trapped the bishop. So now his bishop's trapped, and his pawn can't run fast enough before my rook My rook's probably not gonna be able to get behind it because the king, if it's on b1, I can't go rook c2. So we're gonna have to move like a square, like rook to h2 down to h7 or h8 to stop his pawn, which is gonna run on the c file. So that's the move, the order though. So that was a part I had to figure out on this piece trap. King b4, bishop to a2, rook to g2 check, king to b1, and king to a3. And then now we've effectively trapped the bishop. All right, I'm just going to make the move. There it is. King b4, bishop a2, rook g2 check, king b1, now king a3. King went to a1. Okay, rook takes a2 check. And it's into the problem. So +4, that's a 2177 rated puzzle at a 49.5% pass rate. That's a good puzzle, guys, because that'll come up in games. We get piece trap, and just knowing how to execute is key. Moving on to the next.